morning, fashion dolls. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Motivation Monday, July 27th. It is almost the end of this month here, July into August next month. I hope y'all are all doing well. So let me show y'all the progress we've made thus far. I tried to do it on my Instagram stories, but for some reason the connection, because I'm not near my box, is kind of finicky over here. But let me show you. Okay. Lamp from a good friend of our family. Yes, y'all have seen this. Okay, we just added this. This came from my brother's old place. Let me cut the light on in here in the salon area. Okay. See, my brother gave me that chair. That's what I'll be doing here. And I might do some shows in here. Who knows? But it's coming along. I still have a lot of hair products and stuff to sort through, and especially that bin. And I still have a little bit more at the old house. Okay, the kitchen. And my hair looks a mess, and the kitchen is coming along. As y'all can see, we are putting things where they should be. I know when my mom gets here, she's going to want to go through pots and pans. My mom does a lot of baking. But yes, it's coming along. Okay, let's go to my room. We listen and we don't judge. Again, all of my fragrances, this is just half, and I still have more at the house, at my old house. All of my Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secret. Okay, this is my closet area. So those are a few of the pieces out of my closet. Some of the pieces that I've worn on the show got destroyed by the fire, unfortunately. And some of them, you can just hold on to them for memories, for keepsakes. For keepsakes, I meant to say, not for keepsakes, for keepsakes. But yes, it's coming along. It's coming along. I have to get as y'all can see, my bed. I have to get my box spring. And also I have to get a new comforter, because I know that comforter that I was sleeping on, my beautiful blue peacock comforter that I got from 7th Avenue, that has to be washed. I have allergies, and you can't be breathing in that stuff. It's not good for you. Speaking of not good for you, more AI data centers are being created under this regime, and it is time that we use the correct terminology for what this is, because this is not an administration. This is a regime. So please stop calling them an administration. They've made their mission very clear of what they're planning to do. And it is to nationalize America, make it white, all white. We're welcoming in white people from South Africa, but we're leaving the real refugees, the Black refugees, out. No, they don't get access. The FIFA World Cup, that's an example as well, too. Racism was involved in that as also. Yes. It's at an all-time high. Racism is at an all-time high in this country. And it's important that we continue to keep calling it out, because what they're doing is they're playing in our face. They are playing in our goddamn face. And it is time that we start calling it out for what it is. I had a lot of shows lined up and scheduled, and I pray that I'm able to get those shows done next month as well, too. I'm looking forward to it. I've reached out to some of my guests. Some of the guests must have didn't know or wasn't aware of what happened on June 10th, but that's okay. You know, you got to work on getting yourself back on your feet. And right now, I'm in a place that's stable for me. I'm happy. It's coming along. It's coming together. It's a process. But yes, when I said breathe, that these AI data centers require a lot of water. They require a lot of water. And it's mostly in Black and brown communities that is impacting the most. And the people who are benefiting, getting the luxury off of it, living off of our hard-earned tax-paying dollars, is the 1%. The millionaires, the billionaires, and then the trillionaires. You already know who I'm talking about. Elon Musk is a trillionaire. And I have the same conversation with Deshaun every single day about what their end goal is. Now let's talk about the shit show at the White House Correspondents' Dinner 2.0. I told y'all this man had no plans or intentions on leaving. He's talking about a 6th or a 7th or 8th or a 9th or a 10 term. And Isaiah R. Martin is saying, well, if he can do it, Obama can do it. No, you think they're going to let Obama do a 3rd term? No, this man has infiltrated every branch of government with white extremists, white nationalists, white Nazis, white supremacists, and all of the above. All of the above. He has infiltrated every branch of government. The Supreme Court, the majority is 6, they overruled the 3. So like OG Big Matt said, shout outs to him. Make sure y'all go and check out Can You Take a Punch podcast. I know my hair looks a mess. It's got to be rebraided. And no, I will not be looking like this afternoon, darling, at 4 p.m. with Mark Angel. I hope y'all enjoyed the conversation with Calvin, Case, and Justin. That was so much fun. And it kind of made me feel a little bit better. I was, I have my days, but it's coming along. I miss my mom and with my youngest brother. But yeah, shout outs to OG Big Matt. He said it best. It is time for the United States to revolt. I think at this point, it's time for us to revolt. Give them what they want. We do that. This is what happened. What happened is martial law, the Insurrection Act. He will, in fact, use that. And if you don't think so, guess again. This is the beginning stages of the. And there are plenty of several examples out here of how dictators stir up coups, question election integrity. That's what they're doing right now. They're sowing doubt already, and it's not even November yet. Next month will be August. This month is just about out. August, 33 years old. I was about to say 32. I'm already 32, but 33 years old. And after October, what comes next? November 3rd. So Tennessee Brando, shout outs to him, absolutely elaborate on his commentary. And I had the pleasure of sitting down with Coach D Speaks as well. But I will say this. This is what's called the Red Scare, where Republicans can say, oh, it's the communists, Marxists, liberals, the radical left, they're poisoning the blood. And then you got Stephen Miller out here regurgitating the same fucking speech as Joseph S. Goebbels, one of Hitler's boys. They're letting you know right in plain sight what their plan is. So it's not a shock to me. But the question is, Black people, what are we going to do? Right now, we on chill mode, we resting, we minding our business, we drinking our water, we are unbothered. But y'all keep testing us because you want us to go out to the streets. You want us to react. That way you can enact the Insurrection Act, or you can use martial law. Because he's already talked about placing ICE agents at the polls. He fired 3 federal election commissioners. And these are the people who are supposed to oversight where your election funds and everything is supposed to go, making sure that they go to the correct place they're supposed to go. He fired 3 of them. And what do you think he's going to do next? I'll give you a wild guess. Because he's already did it with the military. You got a drunkard, an alcoholic abuser in charge of the military, saying we need testosterone. not realizing that that is gender affirming care, asshole. If you put the bottle down for 2 seconds, maybe you can get a better, clearer understanding. But we know what the plan is now. And the thing is, as Black people, do we federalize? Do we nationalize to overthrow this shit? Like, what do we do? I tell you what we do. We get our communities involved. We talk to people and we let them know exactly what we're up against. I have some family members who have their heads so deep in the sand, they're involved, they're in their own little world, but they're going to have to wake up. They're going to have to wake up because we are losing our democracy day by day. They are overturning, they are instilling loyalists in these positions. They are basically purging every outlet of government from the military. Now he's talking about slap a label on the Smithsonian Museum because they are giving people the real true history on slavery. They don't want to be reminded of what their people did to our people. They don't want to be reminded of that shit. So any form to escape and evade accountability, white supremacists will always do it. That's why the Confederacy needs to be punished. It wasn't punished enough. They're cowards. And you want us to recognize General Robert E. Lee. You want us to recognize Christopher Columbus. People like that. That's who you want us to recognize. You got a sculptor who put a whole fucking statue in New York City of a racist podcaster. And he was proud of it. Oh, he owned it. He was proud of it. It wasn't hidden. It was right in front of your face. And his wife is a grifter as well, too. You'll never get any clicks, likes, views, or attention from me over here. I'll never mention your name. I believe the name starts with a C and ends with a K, and y'all know who I'm talking about. And this painter is upset that people are not happy that his work is in New York City. What the fuck do you think? New York City and Los Angeles are two of the most diverse places in the world. You're going to see a little bit of everything there. The queer community, which I'm a part of, because I represent the letters QTIA. And I identify as a woman. And I've made that very clear. Very clear. My pronouns are she, her. Anything else I will not respond to. Period. And I understand that some family members don't get it. They misgender. They just don't get it. But it's time to sit down and have these conversations with your family member, not just on pronouns, but also about what's going on in government and how it can impact them. Now, let's talk about the Nicki Minaj joke that he so-called made up there. I'm not defending Nicki at all. Let me make that very clear. But Nicki, this is what you signed up for. And you're saying the next time I look at my president, you put a Chucky meme of Chucky in a tuxedo. But see, you are the laughing stock. Black women have always been the laughing stock of this regime. They're intimidated by our strength, by our beauty, by our essence, by our intelligence, which is why the people voted in Texas the way they voted. They didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett. They voted for James Tallarico. And now it's up to him to try to work his ass off and get the black vote. One more thing, James Tallarico, you need to go and apologize to Colin Allred. If you can apologize to our girl, Jasmine Crockett, who was doing the Lord's work, then you can go out here and you can apologize to Colin Allred for calling him a mediocre black man. When we know who's in power right now, and it's mediocre, little dick, little ego white men, especially in charge of the military. And the rest of them are Donald Trump's buddies who are receiving government contracts. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, who's fled the country, by the way, with his partner, his husband. But see, it's not going to affect them. It's not going to impact them because they're wealthy, they're rich. And this is why a lot of people are saying tax the rich. Y'all are looking at socialism and being a socialist as a bad thing. I'm a Democrat, but I'm a socialist. I'm a progressive. I want change. I'm not taking money from APAC. And I believe that politicians should not take money from APAC because they're connected to Israel, Bibi Netanyahu. Which is why you had Cory Booker out here saying, Lindsey, I miss my friend. He was a hero. Lindsey Graham was not no hero. He was a punk, a PONK. He was a punk. And he had to put his pumps up in the closet. And I know wherever you are, Lindsey, you was very happy in that picture when that UFC fight spent with 60 million of our hard-earned tax-paying dollars went to throw this monstrosity on the White House lawn where this big-ass slob sat up here and called our first black lady of the United States a man, misogynoir, sexism, and racism. While he spit up baby food as he got up on the scale. Lindsey was no hero, Corey. Amy Klobuchar as well, too. Y'all are out here praising Lindsey Graham, and now guess who has a position? His sister. And Trump has already endorsed her. No experience in government, unlike her brother, but this is nepotism. Who's the real DEI hire? Because y'all targeted DEI because y'all thought it would just benefit black people. No, there's disabled people y'all keep forgetting. There are Asian people. There are Hispanic people. There are LGBTQIA plus. The ubiquitous community, as our girl T.S. Madison would say, that I'm so gratefully a part of. Because I occupy both of those check boxes, which is black and LGBT. And y'all thought it would just be that. Or a woman. I occupy that as well, too. Check that box off. But now we're seeing who the real mediocre are, James Tallarico. You need to apologize to Colin R. Red. Because people are calling you out. When you held that town hall, those people were rightfully so calling you out. You're going to have to work to get the black vote. Other than that, black people, we washing our hands and saying, we done, we through, y'all got it. Y'all decided to elect a 34-time convicted rapist and put him back in power. And now he put on his 2028 merch, which again is against the law. But do they care? No, they don't. They don't care. They're doing good and goddamn well as they damn please. Because it was listed in 900 pages. Had y'all would have picked up a book and read, or even a PowerPoint, you would have understand exactly what the mission is. Oh, and Iran, the war with Iran. I love it so much. I love it. I put the meme of Michael Jackson and Thriller eating his popcorn, smiling. That is so right now. Or the meme of Kenny Moore eating her popcorn, saying it's juicy. I love it. I love it too. I love the show. I love it. And this goes to the Trump voters. I hope you're getting everything that you voted for. Save your apologies, because you couldn't vote for a black qualified woman who was willing to help you. You saw a uterus and you saw black. That's what you saw. You saw a woman that is black. And y'all said, no, we're not going to vote for that. We're going to vote for the 34-time convicted felon, twice impeached, and trying to scrub that and make that go away. And now he's trying to make the Smithsonian Museum a museum for white nationalism. And scrubbing away and whitewashing the real true history, which is black people for 400 years, we have been oppressed. Chattel slavery. Y'all don't want to talk about it. You label it as radical, but when you're the real radicals, y'all are the ones who chose to fucking overthrow government. Going in the Capitol, smearing urine and feces all over the goddamn place. And y'all have the nerve to call Democrats radical. If us pushing back against authoritarianism is radical, I'll gladly take it. And there will be a socialist movement rising, and the people will rise. Will we be on the other side of Trumpism? I don't know. I don't know how long, I don't know when, but I know that the Roman Empire crumbled. And I did a whole video about that. And y'all can check one of my previous lives out when I broke down talking about the rise and fall of the Roman Empire and how authoritarianism works. You can have as many scandals, many controversies as possible. And Lyndon B. Johnson has a quote that says, America will vote for the lowest white man. Look where we are. And this lowest white man is burning down this country. White supremacists and Nazis and oligarchs are burning down this country. For 250 years, it's never been great. It's been great for the colonizers. They came in, they stole land, ripped out the fetuses of pregnant slaves, our ancestors, pushed them off of boats and had bull sharks eat them, strung up from trees. The whole Nolan Wells case, something isn't right in the water. Literally, something isn't right. Because, for Black trauma, for us who have experienced Black trauma, it to us is true to us. My heart goes to his family. Black bodies slain, and nobody really talks about it. Black people going out of the country or even in their town and showing up, we're missing, we're nowhere to be found at all. And you got Officer Tatum, a mouthpiece for white supremacists, who said he wouldn't cry if his wife or his son passed. But you were sitting up here crying for a whole white supremacist, racist podcaster. The House Negro. And I think I need to go and take a listen to Malcolm X's speech on House Negro. Yes, you really do. Because everything Malcolm X was preaching and talking about pertains to people like Onika Tanya Mirage, contains to people like Officer Darren Tatum, contains to people like Tim Scott from my city of South Carolina, pertains to people like Byron Donalds in Florida. Now, there's a beautiful Black woman by the name of, I think her name is Angela Dixon. She's running for, Senate in Florida. And you got Ron DeSatan, as my brother King Jobs would say, in charge of Florida. Yeah, I don't think they're ready for change either. Will Florida elect a Black woman? I don't think so. Will South Carolina elect Dr. Annie Andrews? I don't think so. And what do they all have in common? They all have uteruses. They're women. Y'all are not ready for a woman to lead. Everything has been so male dominated, which is why I created Style by Stevie, because we needed a touch of femininity with a sprinkle of sass, class, elegance. I'm all of those things. And I said, why not put it in a platform and send it off as if you are sending a letter off? Write your letter as a woman and tell your story to people, your point of view, your perspective. And this is my love letter and my gift to you, my baby that I birthed. And I take it very seriously. So when I have guests back out of interviews, I take that shit personal. And who was it? I think Erykah Badu, she said, I'm sensitive about my shit as an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit as an artist and as a talk show host and hostess of this platform. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to give you the real true tea. I'm not going to bite my tongue. Because homegirl over there on, CBS, ABC, Barry Wisner, she's firing people from 60 Minutes, all because Donald Trump didn't want that C-Cop documentary put out there to make him look bad. You're already doing a fabulous job of that. You're already making yourself look bad. You fucked up everything in this country. You inherited two great economies from Obama and Biden. And yes, I have my critiques on them, but outstanding presidents. Obama is still the most liked president. And you still find a way to bring him into shit that ain't got nothing to do with him. He's not the president right now. You are. So this war with Iran, where y'all are also running out of munition, Iran got this in the bag, and I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. And the mural was the cherry on top of the cake. I can't wait for the day it happens, so that I can see that screen flash red that says breaking news, and then the date you were born, and then the year it is, 2026. I can't wait. And if you don't think that some of your supporters don't think the same thing, guess again. Because you think everybody's your friend out here. You thought Putin was your friend, and Putin was giving intel to Iran. Some kind of friend, huh? That ain't your friend. Putin is our adversary. Bibi Netanyahu, you're fighting Israel's war because you're deeply embedded to Bibi Netanyahu, and y'all have phone conversations where they're screaming and shouting and kicking and bumping and all that shit. You and him. So let's see how that works out for you after the U.S. runs out of munition. I can't say the other word. But this is what imperialism, colonialism, and authoritarianism do. They drain a nation of all of the resources. USDA, US aid is supposed to go to other countries to help them as well too. Oh, Elon Musk, you can thank him for that. He cut that off, him and Donald Trump. And you can't argue with a goddamn thing that I'm saying because you know I'm right. I'm not even in front of my notes. And I spit this right off the top of the dome because I read, remember, and I do research. Good morning, Deshaun. Y'all missed the home tour. I'm right now sitting in my living room, and I'm going to walk back to my brother's older house. We should be complete. I know I still have a few things to get out of my room at the house for my mom and then myself. I have clothes, and then I'm going to treat myself and get some new looks pretty soon. So we're going to try to get my guests to come back on, reach out to them, call them, and because I have some things set up for the remainder of this year. And I'm trying to fit it in the schedule and get it done. There's so much. I wasn't able to get to it all. I already knew what it was because I covered it already. Yeah, they leave the LGBT people alone. And I talked about the whole situation with what's his name, Max. Listen, there's a new age of straight men who are open and being allies and saying this is me, and you can either love me or and accept me, or you can just fuck off. Rightfully so. And it's not just us in the community, but Black people are tired. Black people and queer people, we're tied together. And it goes back to what Bubs was saying, which is queer people need to defend themselves. And so he defended himself, rightfully so. And speaking of control, that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. They're trying to beat people into submission. And as Deshaun would always tease me and say, assimilate. That's not going to happen. And anytime somebody sends me a video, I'm going to send you a clip of a video of me reminding you exactly what is going to happen. Let's see what happens November 3rd. Do you think another January 6th part 2 could happen? Put Y for yes or 2 for no. I say yes. If you don't think that this is what the beginning stages of a coup looks like, COUP. Shit. Exactly. The Heritage Foundation is a white Christian nationalist uh, Foundation. PragerU, Turning Point USA. Take your pick. There's so many others like it as well too. Oh yeah, Berlin, Niger, at a Pride event where someone was struck by a car and lost their life. I mean, they did that down here. Heather Heyer, when the protest for Mike Brown was going on in Charlottesville, what did he say? He said there's very fine people on both sides. Heather Heyer was struck down by a vehicle. She was protesting for Black lives. So they're saying Black lives, fuck it. We don't want to talk about that shit. We don't care about a Black life. We care about domination, making this a white nation. Yep, criminalizing people of same-sex marriage, tracking them down, throwing them in jail, as to be expected in other countries. And you got people like J.K. Rowling, who is in the UK, by the way. Harry Potter, yes, Miss Harry Potter herself, spewing and regurgitating transphobia. You know who else as well, too? And she's an author down here in the United States of America. But she said something transphobic. Alice Walker from The Color Purple. How ironic is that? And then you have Miss Seeley exploring her sexuality in The Color Purple. But then you want to get out here and make a statement about trans people. So this is what T.S. Madison was saying when you have to read the room. I'm going to tell y'all a little story, and then I'm going to see what time. Almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I went into the grocery store to pick up some things for my brother over the weekend. And I ran into one of my teacher's mother-in-law. And I spoke to her. I said, hey, Miss such and such. And I went in and hugged her. This is her. She's holding some sort of a pork chop or a meat or something. Did not reach her hands and extend a hug back to me. But she smiled. Keep in mind, I'm in the red state of South Carolina. So prejudice down here is nothing new. And it hurts when it comes from your own people. And exactly, the goal is to actually eliminate Black folks. It is. It's not actually. It is to eradicate our existence. They want to scrub it from the libraries. They want to scrub it from the museums. Black literature, books, they're banning books. They're doing all of those things. And I'm not going to get into the moon crystals and the grapes in the sky and all of that shit. I don't want to get into all of that. I grew up down here Southern Baptist Christian. My mama didn't play all that shit. She did not. All the moon crystals and the gods and the balls falling down. My mama didn't get into all of that shit. I'm in South Carolina where being a Christian and that Bible Belt, it runs deep down here. I'm going to have to do a documentary, which I've been thinking about little old Bamberg, South Carolina down here. So y'all can see exactly what I'm telling y'all. I showed y'all the courthouse in the old police station with the Confederate flags on there. But this is what we're up against. But yeah. Went in to give her a hug and she did this. She held on to her meat. She didn't reach her arm out, put the meat down, or hug, nothing. So the energy that's being given to me, I'm going to match that energy back. Game on, bitch. Look me in my eyes. Game on, bitch. You just woke up a savage. And I want you to know that. I'm done crying. I'm done being, just letting things roll off your back. Now is the day and age for you to start calling people out on their shit. And if you don't think that I'm going to be one of them to do that, you're sadly mistaken. No. What Wolf Blitzer did was it needed to be done. And did you see him getting angry? Donald Trump was pissed off. Orange Piggy was pissed if that when you saw that camera pan on over to him and that doing coverage of the Wall Street Journal, which is also conservative, by the way. Oh yeah, Orange Piggy was pissed. And he just smiled. You saw him crack a little smile like, and do that. He was pissed. And if you don't think that he's not going to retaliate, you're sadly fucking mistaken. No, Wolf Blitzer didn't bend the knee. He did what he was supposed to do, which is call him out to his fucking face. That's how you deal with a dictator. You call them out to their face. And that's what I'm doing. I told y'all, no punk pussy ass motherfucker that's sitting in the White House 80 years old that shits his diaper, that wears orange makeup, that's a 34-time convicted felon, twice impeached, that cheated his way into school and had his daddy paid to write him get him a doctor's note so that he can dodge the draft. You think I'm scared of that? That motherfucker don't put no fear in my heart. Where's y'all's courage? Brandon, bring the fuck out of my broadcast. Happy straight white male month. This ain't the time. Don't bring your ass up in here with that fuck shit. Exactly. You mock him. You mock him. Everything that he's saying, you mock him. And that's exactly, did you see what the press secretary, Lion KKK Levitt did yesterday? Where she says, oh, they don't care about affordability. Americans, we do care about affordability. And in fact, 68% of us are against this war with him in Iran that he sparked off. We should never be in a position where we're fighting against a country that wasn't bothering us. Now y'all running out of munition. Let's see how that works out for you. Try to jump out of a plane without a parachute and you tell me what happens, how your landing will be. And as my girl Hope Giselle would say, I'll wait. That's exactly what it is. It's white supremacy. It's whitewashing, Deshaun. And we have these same conversations all the time. I'm going to keep reminding you what it is. He's already manipulated his supporters. His supporters are believing every fucking thing that he's saying. He can piss on them and he will tell them that it's gold and that it will make them richer. They'll believe that shit. And if you don't believe that they're going to go back and hold on to their leader, at this point, they are deeply indoctrinated, which is why Hillary Clinton said that these motherfuckers need to be deprogrammed. %68% of Americans disapprove of the war with Iran. We should not be fighting with Iran, a country that poses no threat to us. Keep in mind, Tulsi Gabbard, the person that he put there, said that Iran posed no threat. So why are we at war with Iran? Check my shorts. I showed y'all how great we are. Because a lot of his supporters are starting to think that, oh, great, what Donald Trump did was great. No, what it just did was raise your fucking gas prices and the cost of living. Are we great yet? You're fighting a war for Israel, for Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu is a war criminal. And if he sets foot in New York in September, which because he's supposed to be coming to New York to visit, I do not blame Zoran for locking his ass up because he is an international war criminal. The same way Donald Trump and Bush are war criminals. And if you didn't see Zoran's statement on what he would do if Zoran set foot in, if Bibi Netanyahu set foot in New York, you need to go and check that out. He said, it's my job to uphold the duty of the Constitution. And as a leader, I'm going to do that. Can you say this about this orange piece of shit in the White House? He's leading us all right. And I'm going to quote Sparkle. Y'all know I love Irene Carroll and Sparkle. I'm going to tell you like the mama told Lynette McKee's character, sister. He's leading you to the gutter. That's where he's going to lead you, to the gutter. That's it. That's all I've got. And I'm about to get on up off of here. I got to go shower. I done been cleaning in the house, putting things away in the kitchen. So y'all can catch the replay. I will chat with y'all this afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern. I will not be looking like this, I promise. And make sure y'all are sharing, reposting, and liking the show as well, too. And as always, stay woke, stay vigilant, and y'all have a good goddamn Monday.